Good morning, students. I am Sumalata, working as biological science teacher in AP Balayogi Gurukulam, Tiruvuru, Krishna district. Today, I am going to discuss about 10th class biological science. What is the syllabus of biological science? Totally, it consists of 10 chapters. First one is nutrition, second one is respiration, third one is transportation, fourth one is excretion, fifth one is coordination, sixth one is reproduction, seventh one is coordination in life processes, eighth one is heredity, ninth one is our environment, and last one is natural resources. These are the 10 chapters in biological science. Now I am going to discuss about first chapter, nutrition, food supplying system. What is nutrition? In simple words, nutrition is the process of acquiring energy and material for growth. See here, some substances like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals present in the food that support the growth of organisms and provide raw materials for the biosynthesis of the body. Constitutes are called nutrients. Major nutrients of food: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Learning objectives for this chapter: by the end of this chapter, you will be able to understand the importance of nutrition, modes of nutrition, explain autotrophic nutrition, describe the process of photosynthesis in plants, mention the materials that are essential for the process of photosynthesis. Before entering this chapter, we know, do you know? Let us know. What we know? All of you listen, students. What we know? Energy is needed to do all the activities such as breathing, walking, working. This energy coming from food which we eat. Can you answer these questions? Do you know how animals and plants obtain their food? Do you know? Yes. Generally, nutrients are classified into 3 groups: energy yielding, body building, growth related, or protective food. See here, these are the body protective food. So now, what is nutrition? The process of intake of food, its digestion and distribution to different parts of the body is termed as nutrition. In simple way, nutrition is the process of acquiring energy and material for growth. What are the modes of nutrition? You know, based on the mode of obtaining food, organisms are classified into 2 types. They are autotrophs and second one is heterotrophs. Nutrition is of 2 types: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. See here, this is autotrophic nutrition. Plants are autotrophs. This is heterotrophic nutrition. These are example for heterotrophic nutrition. So, what is autotrophic nutrition? The process by which green plants can make their own food from simple substances like carbon dioxide, water from the soil, sunlight, and minerals which are present in the surroundings is called autotrophic mode of nutrition. Organisms using this mode of nutrition are called autotrophs. Autotrophs, best example for autotrophs are plants. Autotrophs produce large compounds like carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. See here, carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. So, these carbohydrates produced by plants are used for providing energy in most of the living organisms, including all animals and human beings. Everything we eat comes from the plants, either directly or indirectly. After many centuries of research, scientists have discovered that the process of photosynthesis makes plants the universal food provider for all living organisms. Scientists have been working for centuries to find out how plants carry out these life processes. We know that among all life processes, the process of photosynthesis makes plants the universal food providers for all living organisms. You have studied something about photosynthesis in your earlier classes. Von Helmont and other scientists believe that plants get their food material not only from the soil but also from other sources. Can you think some raw materials are needed for photosynthesis? What could be the end of the end products of the process of photosynthesis? See here, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. These are the raw materials needed for photosynthesis. What are the end products of photosynthesis? Glucose, oxygen and water. These are the end products of photosynthesis. See students, what is photosynthesis? Every green plant contains a green pigment called chlorophyll, which develops complex organic molecules from simple compound in the presence of sunlight. So, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which living plant cells containing chlorophyll produce food substances like glucose and starch from carbon dioxide and water by using light energy. Plants release oxygen as waste product during photosynthesis. The materials required for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water and chlorophyll. What are the end products of photosynthesis? Glucose, water and oxygen. See here all students, photosynthesis. Plants take water from soil, carbon dioxide from atmosphere, light from atmosphere and they use chlorophyll in leaves. They prepared glucose, water and oxygen during photosynthesis. Von Neil formulated a simple equation on photosynthesis in the year 1931. His idea was for each molecule of carbohydrate formed, one molecule of water and one molecule of oxygen is also produced. Materials essential for process of photosynthesis. After doing research for over 300 years, scientists have discovered that several other materials are involved in the process of photosynthesis apart from water, air, sunlight, carbon dioxide and minerals. Plants are capable of synthesizing carbohydrates and all other compounds like proteins, fats. Animals depend on plants for food such as carbohydrates because they are not capable of synthesizing carbohydrates on their own. Students, all of you note down. equation of photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O light by chlorophyll. C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay students, let us study how plants prepare carbohydrates through photosynthesis. Let us do activity 1. Presence of starch in leaves. Presence of starch in leaves. Arrange the apparatus as shown in the figure. See here. First we take a beaker and pour some water and take test tube. Take a smooth leaf. It is kept in methylated spirit, tripod stand, Bunsen burner. These are arranged as shown in the figure. All of you draw this diagram, students. Beaker, boiling water, leaf, methylated spirit, asbestos gas, tripod stand, Bunsen burner. Leaf boiling in methylated spirit. Let us take a leaf from a plant. We can collect soft thin leaves. We take soft thin leaves for this experiment. Activity is check the presence of starch in leaves. Let us take a soft thin leaf from a potted plant. Take this soft thin leaf from potted plant. See this one, all of you. Boil the leaf in water for 5 minutes to soften it. Place the leaf in a test tube containing methylated spirit. Place the test tube in a beaker containing water. This activity is for presence of starch in leaves. Presence of starch in leaves. This happens because the chlorophyll gets removed from the leaf. Which is removed chlorophyll? Methylated spirit. Which one is removed chlorophyll? Methylated spirit. Okay, now observe the leaf and wash it with water. Next, place the leaf in a petri dish. First, we take soft thin leaves and kept in test tube in methylated spirit. Methylated spirit removes chlorophyll from the leaves. Then observe the leaf and wash it with water. Then place the leaf in petri dish. See here, this is petri dish. Keep the leaf in petri dish. Next, add few drops of iodine solution to it and observe the changes in the leaf. Add few drops of iodine solution on it and observe the changes in the leaf. Let us check. It is observed that the parts of the leaf turns into blue-black color. It indicates presence of starch. the leaf turned into blue-black color. It indicates the presence of starch. From this activity, we learn that starch is present on the leaves even in the absence of chlorophyll. Even in the absence of chlorophyll. This is about presence of starch in leaves. Coming to the next experiment, Priestley experiment. Air and photosynthesis. Joseph Priestley. He is Joseph Priestley. See this picture, students. Joseph Priestley, who discovered oxygen in 1774, performed a series of experiments to reveal the essential role of air in the growth of green plants. See here, he observed that when a burning candle is enclosed in a bell jar, the flame of the candle is gradually put off. When we kept a burning candle in the closed jar, the flame of the candle is gradually put off. Then he observed that when a burning candle is enclosed in a bell jar, the flame of the candle is gradually put off. In the same way, a mouse also suffocated in closed space, such as in an enclosed bell jar, and dies. From these observations, Priestley concluded that a burning candle and an animal change the composition of the air. He reasoned that something was necessary in the air to keep the flame burning and to make the mouse stayed alive. Priestley then placed a mint plant inside the same bell jars. He found that the mouse stayed alive and the candle, when lightened from outside, continued burning in the presence of mint plant. The production of the gas takes place due to massive exchange of gases occurring through a particular section of the leaves called stomata, and also through loose tissues on stems and roots. So, in Priestley experiment, first Priestley observed that a candle burning in a closed bell jar soon gets extinguished. Similarly, a mouse would soon suffocated in a closed space of the bell jar. He concluded that a burning candle or animal both somehow damage air. When he placed a mint plant in the same bell jar, he found that the mouse stayed alive and candle, when lightened from outside, continued burning in the presence of mint plant. Plants restore the air what breathing animals and burning candles remove. First, oxygen was discovered by Priestley in 1774. The name oxygen was coined by Lavoisier in the year 1775. This is about Priestley experiment. Dear students, what we have learnt in this chapter? Autotrophic nutrition. What is autotrophic nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition involves the intake of simple organic materials like some minerals, water from the soil, some gases from the air, by using an external energy source like the sun to synthesize complex high energy organic material. Photosynthesis is the process by which living plant cells containing chlorophyll produce glucose and starch from carbon dioxide and water by using light energy. Plants release oxygen as a waste product during photosynthesis. This is the equation for photosynthesis. All of you note down. 6CO2 plus 12H2O light by chlorophyll, C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. What are the raw materials required for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll. What are the end products of photosynthesis? Glucose, water and oxygen. Dear students, take the assignment. First question. What is autotrophic nutrition? Write the equation of photosynthesis. What are the raw materials required for photosynthesis? Okay. What are the end products of photosynthesis? Okay students, in this chapter we learn about nutrition, types of nutrition, photosynthesis, activities like presence of starch in leaves, air and photosynthesis, Joseph Priestley experiment. Okay students, thank you.